What's good, folks? It's Warframe here with a new Warframe video coming at you with Archon Protea, buffed with the new Archon Mod, Archon Vitality. Archon mods are dual stat variants of existing Warframe mods with unique perks. Archon Vitality's perk is very simple. It pretty much allows you to proc an additional heat proc that deals the same damage, and this effect does not scale with mod rank. So for those looking to min-max, I would suggest to not rank this mod up, because for one, health is useless, and two, it also uses up an additional 4 capacity compared to its normal counterpart. So why use this mod with Protea? Well, for starters, her second ability, Blaze Artillery, does heat damage and has a very fast application of heat procs, and each hit of the turret will increase its damage multiplier. So while using the Archon Vitality mod, the heat proc ramp up is doubled and the damage output is even faster. But what if we want to take this damage to the next level yet again? This is where we will use the heat inherit mechanic. Before I explain the mechanic, let me explain how heat works. Heat is a linear scaling DOT, meaning it ramps up in damage and it is a set whole tick and not separated by individual ticks with their own timers, like bleeds. When you shoot an enemy with heat damage, it will refresh all stacks and their timers. They will continuously keep dealing damage till they all expire at the same time, unless you keep shooting to refresh them, meaning they can infinitely scale in damage. So how does heat inherit work? Well, it's calculated on the first stack and the instance of heat dot procced on the enemy. It will take the current heat percentage, base damage, and bane on the current weapon you first applied on the enemy, and then you follow up with your main DPS weapon or ability with higher base damage, heat, and another bane. And the new heat instance will be combined with the previous weapon's heat and bane percentage to it. If you didn't understand this, the DPS weapon or the ability inherits the heat percentage and faction multiplier from the primer, hence the name. For my Helminth of choice, I went with Pull from Mag. It was reworked to be a very clean and comfortable grouping ability, creating a vortex of clumped up enemies right in front of you. It does need line of sight of the enemy, but it is easily recastable and has a generous energy cost. Taking a look at the build. In the aura, I have Growing Power for that 25% increase in power strength when you proc a status effect. Prime Sure-Footed, because spending less time on your bunt is a huge DPS increase. Power strength is at base, because we'll be building up power strength with Protea's passive and Molt Augmented, which will give you 60% power strength at max stacks. Duration at 155% with the use of Primed Continuity. Range at 175 with Stretch and Augur Reach. This will increase my suck range to 21 meters. Prime Flow for the large energy pool. Equilibrium for the energy and health conversion when I pick up either orb. This works really well with Protea since she has Dispensary. Rolling Guard for the 3 seconds of invulnerability and cleanses you of status effects. Natural Talent to increase the casting speed of all of her abilities. Now for the second Arcane, you can either run Arcane Energize or Molt Efficiency for the increase in duration when you have shields, and this works really well with Protea's first ability since she gains a lot of shields. Now for my utility secondary, which I'll be using to apply my first instance of heat, it is the Epitaph. I'll be using the Quickfire mode. It is modded for viral and heat. Here I have 2 heat mods to increase my overall heat percentage, and of course my faction damage multiplier. For the Vassalok here, I'm using it to armor strip the Acolytes when they spawn, so my turrets can deal even more damage to them. For the Focus School, you can use whatever you want. If you require additional power strength, then I suggest using Matarai for the Sling Strength. Every time you do 2 or 3 Void Dashes, you get an increase of 40% to your power strength. Alright folks, that has been it from this video. If you've learned something and enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and as always, peace.